it was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be like
forward.
a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
Corrupt
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's
My
nice.
name is Nkita Juili. 26 years of age. I work at Ikamva Labantu as an online facilitator.
My name is Nonesa Nodada. I'm working here at Ikamva Labantu as a facilitator.
My name is Nolthando Charles. I'm working at Ikamva Labantu for 3 years now. I'm a community-based worker.
My name is Pamela Pupu. I'm staying in Philippi. I'm working for Ikamva Labantu as a senior community-based worker.
My name is Osma Mzanzi. I work at Ikamva Labantu for 2 years now as a community-based worker.
My name is Purity Khala. I'm working for Ikamva Labantu as a senior community-based worker.
My name is Nompumezo Tibini. I'm working at Ikamva Labantu. I'm a community-based worker.
Ikamva Labantu, we recently had, it was last year, ne? It was last year, we had a training that we took. It was about environment, but it was not only, we didn't learn only about the environment. There's much that we've learned about. It was like, we were taught by Wesa, but it was from Sophia Foundation.
We had met with managers from Health Service and Family Services. We're having meeting. They are planning that we, must I say the name? Okay. Lizette and Joe, which are managers from Family Center and Health Service, they did came to us and explain what Ikamva is planning to do. Since we had done this environmental training, they plan that we must implement it.
And also to tackle the things that we have around Ithemba yetu, such as we have spaces is it dry around the centers. So the main thing that we were focusing on before we started with the environmental training, we thought of starting with food gardening. For example, when the WESA and Sophia Foundation came in here, so the main thing we thought was their purpose of coming in here was to start a food garden, but we're more exposed in other things that we didn't know what was happening around the environment. And we also thought environment is just animals and trees, but we're not able to, like, for instance, knowing that the places that we live in are also part of the environment.
We're just taking for granted when you see about people that were picking up plastics and papers and also tins, ne? Not knowing that that is also keeping our environment clean.
We were not sure that if we take care of the soil, like we feed the soil, like planting and also recycling, as Purity said. So with recycling the kitchen stuff, the leftover from the kitchen stuff, like ama cabbage, like if we eshekile and then siwabeke egadini sirombe, we didn't know that we are taking care of the soil and that we have to feed the soil. The soil, if we feed the soil will feed the plants will feed us. So we are interconnected, like we are linked, so we have to take care of each other.
And even the trees, when I was young, I was just wondering, why this yard is so full of trees? When we started this training, I did notify that trees are very important because they can keep the yard cool.
It wasn't about plants, it was about animals as well. Each and every animal, each and every insect has its own part in our lives. Like, instead of like hitting a fly, we see a fly and then we hit a fly. And they also taught us much more about taking care of, especially the dog. You know, when we were growing up, there was that thing that you need to remove this thing under the tongue of the dog. So we didn't know that it was not a right thing to do. Yes, I don't know how to call it in English. They call it ingqambo. So we used to say that if we cut that from a dog, it will make the dog very brave or very aggressive or, yes. So it was like hurting the dog. And I also didn't know that a dog, you must also take a dog to the clinic, contraceptive, so that, and especially when it's time for mating. I also didn't know that it was like, when it was that time for mating, it was a rape for a dog, because we'll find a lot of male dogs like in one dog. So for me, I thought it was like nature, but not doing for a dog, for a female dog. It was like a rape for it. So that it was not only about plants and things, and animals and insects as well. Even the worms. I know that worms were useful. They can also create a compost. Yes, you can also do worm farming. Yes, so that you can get something out of it. So for me, it was like an experience.
Also, we also learn about how to save water, how to save electricity, and to take this information to our communities.
Talking about the water, we had a field trip that we went to. What was the place? Childhoold. And we've learned a lot from there. We had, as Nonesi said, we were able to know how to save water. For example, there at Childhoold, they learned to, what was it called? It's rain harvesting, where there's a fence, that each and every morning there will be a fog. Then the fence will be connected to the fog, and then they will be able to supply with water that are coming from the fog. So it was amazing to see how we can be able to get water in different ways. I was very amazed when they were talking about that regarding the water and saving it. It was amazing. And also electricity, we've also learned about biogas, where you can take your waste from the toilet and from the food that we're eating, and then making it a gas in order to create a gas for electricity, yeah.
Also taught us about that. And they also bring a snake. We're all afraid of a snake, but that day, they tell us there's nothing wrong with the snake, and then we touch the snake.
But
Yeah.
you cry. You cry.
I didn't. I was the one that was taking.
I was crying.
I was holding that snake.
Snake. Zimkita is scared of animals. So it was Zimkita, not Purity. If you still remember, Purity was the one who was touching even the compost that was having earring worms, me and Purity. And also the chameleon. Chameleon is also good in ilovane. Umsebenzi welovane mosilitya i-flies. Thina ukubone like i-animals siyazibulala singazi ukuthi kanti nazo i-animals zidaliwe nguThixo. They also uyaqonda zibalulekile, zi-helpful. So we have not masingazibulali uyaqonda izilwanyana like inyoka ezebesitsho inyoka ibalekile ukuthi ibe khona nayo because idaliwe nayo and ke ngoku ithi ize iphile kulanto benisithi sonke siyadingadingana ukubona ithi ize iphile itye impuku yile impuku itya imoshayo mos apha endlini so ke ngoku inyoka itya lampuku akho sidingo sokuthi sihambe siyothenga i-redex ukubulala inyoka ukubulala impuku inyoka zikhona so lilonke masizigcineni inyoka zikhona masizigcineni inyoka zikhona ukubona.
I'm sorry, I don't agree with you.
And they also taught us about trees that you can plant and then you can sell it Yes, they also told us, yes.
It was called Entrepreneurs. Patrick came out with an idea saying that I think it was, they've done the entrepreneur project in, not sure it's Stellenbosch, or saying that if the municipality from there made an agreement that they should give small trees to the community so that they can grow. But the people that are taking the trees, they must make sure that the tree is healthy and it's growing well. Once the tree has matured, and then they will bring it back again so that they could generate income from getting that tree and making it grow.
Our beneficiaries are going to benefit a lot out of the information from this training. In terms of, Ikamva Labantu used to provide things like food parcels, but we are no longer providing stuff like that now. So what we're thinking of empowering our beneficiaries by giving them skills. For instance, from this training, we've learned about recycling. So just to educate them about recycling, there are things that they can recycle to get an income out of it. And also teach them about how to make like your own vegetable garden, to at least not to always buy everything on shop. If you can have your own vegetable food gardening at home, so it's gonna save you a lot of money. So we're thinking about stuff like that, just to empower them, to give them something that they can own.
They've taught us a lot about, especially what we've talked about, that I think that it can help us, especially in Ikamva Labantu, the biogas, what we've learned, and the trip that we went in, yes, that we've learned a lot about, so that we can also implement this on the community, because we also saw that it can also help not only us, it can also help the community that we are working with.
My dream is to see Khayelitsha to become a better place and safe place for our children.
My dream is to see this environmental thingy implementing here at Ikamva Labantu.
My dream is to go to university to learn more about the environment and to implement in my community.
My dream is to see the children that I'm working with being the better person among themselves, being the leaders to their communities.
My dream, as I'm working for Ikamva Labantu, I just want to see this project of the new project that we are in now, continuing and see the results.
My dream is to work with children. The reason why, when I look around, I see a lot of kids standing outside doing nothing, and as if there's nothing to do, and there's a lot that they can learn from.
Yazi, you should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong. You should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong.
It was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation,
The problem with the Somalians,
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Be like
forward.
a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have sex
Corrupt
and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's
My
nice.
name is Nkita Gwili.
Not only, we didn't learn only about the environment, there's much that we've learned about. It was like, we were taught by Westa, but it was from Sophia Foundation.
We had met with managers from Health Service and Family Services.
As a senior community-based worker.
My name is Tibini. I am working at Ikamva Labantu. I am a community-based worker.
Ikamva Labantu, we recently had, it was last year, ne? It was last year, we had a training that we took. It was about environment, but it was
26 years of age, I work at Ikamva Labantu as an online facilitator.
My name is Nonesa Nodada. I'm working here at Ikamva Labantu as a facilitator.
My name is Nolthando Charles. I'm working at Ikamva Labantu for 3 years now. I'm a community-based worker.
My name is Pamela Pupu. I'm staying in Philippi. I'm working for Ikamva Labantu as a senior community-based worker.
My name is Osma Mzanzi. I work at Ikamva Labantu for 2 years now as a community-based worker.
My name is Purity Khala. I'm working for Ikamva Labantu.